Way they drew for Heat 2A of the Budweiser Indiana Governor's Cup here today. The Tide with George Woods looking for his second consecutive win, but the Circus, the Winston Eagle, American Spirit, and Albie's American Eagle are going to make it a little tight.
As they come down the river now, we get the green flag and they're off. It's a good start. The start of Heat 2A. Your inside boat is the Tide. See if George Woods Jr. can make it 2 wins in a row in these heat races. Right next to him, the American Spirit is issuing a challenge, but outside in lane number 5, the U10 Winston Eagle. Mark Tate has served notice. He is coming on in this race. Let's see if he can do it. He can just barely see him on the screen. There you see him taking over second place from the American Spirit on the back straight. Those 3 boats are going to even up.
As they approach corner number 3, just under the bridge, it's going to be a real battle now for first place. Watch them. Inside is the Tide with a slight lead because it's the shorter way around the course. His skid fin rooster tail comes up first. But as they come around, there is the Winston Eagle squirting out. And on the inside, right in the middle, without his tail, by the way, he is riding without his stabilizer, is the American Spirit with Mark Evans.
The battle is up front on the inside to the right of your screen. The orange boat is the Tide. There you see a great aerial shot looking down the course from high atop the course. The battle between the Tide boat, and on the outside it is the Winston Eagle. Mark Tate just looking for that extra speed as he comes out of the turn. Let's see if he can even it up on the back stretch. That's the telltale. If he can get the speed from his turbine engine on the back stretch, he may have a shot at taking over first place. He's got to beat the Tide boat. George Woods Jr. Remember, this is the boat that had such bad luck last year. Already he's had good luck this year, even though the river is not cooperating with him. Wait a minute, there goes the Winston Eagle. The Winston Eagle pulls by momentarily, but again, George Woods Jr. handling exceptionally well on the inside of the course, manages to take the nose lead in front of him. Now, there's only about a boat length between these two as they come down the front straightaway.
And less than a mile-an-hour difference as the lead has changed hands 4 times. Here at the end of lap 2, it's the Winston Eagle going out in front. Our third place boat is this, the American Spirit, minus his tail and his wing.
He's got to be having a little bit of a handling problem with that boat without that stabilizer wing in there this time around. We'll talk to him maybe later on in the show to find out if there are some different handling characteristics. No problem with the Winston Eagle this time. Remember, in Heat 1A, he did have some problems. There's Albie's American Eagle rounding out the field in 4th place. Mitch Evans. Still the lead, though, is up for grabs. It looked like the Tide boat took a good bounce as he came under the bridge. Now the battle is really going to be a drag race to the finish. Winston Eagle on the outside, on the inside, George Woods Jr. and the Tide boat. They are both trying to find that power as they come down almost neck and neck, deck to deck. There goes the checkered flag. It is going to be the Winston Eagle on the outside. Mark Tate takes the win.
Great racing as the Winston Eagle edges out the Tide, who finishes second, followed by the American Spirit, American Eagle.
Well, Mark, I saw a guy out there who was weighing out all the options, taking his time, looking at the other boat, and when the time was right, he struck.
Well, you know, the water conditions are really funny out there today, and we made some major changes from the first heat on the Winston Eagle to this heat, and it definitely performed better. Now, if we can tune her in a little more for the next heat, maybe we'll have a better shot come into the day.
Yeah, she seemed to ride a lot better in this heat.
A lot better. Actually could race the boat this heat, where the first heat was just kind of survival.
Yeah, Steve, I'd have to say the first heat, the owner stands with crossed fingers, hoping the boat comes back in one piece.
Yeah, well, I knew the boat couldn't be hurt. It was never in the water in the first heat, so. No, the crew made some great changes, and we have a tremendous crew with the Winston Eagle, and they got the boat turned around real quick. Short turnaround time, but they did the job, and Mark brought us home a winner.
Here's a little look at what our crews do in their spare time. Yesterday, they were trying some pinpoint passing through the stacks of the Winston Eagle. That reminds us, ESPN's football season is just around the corner.
I'll tell you, they do have some fun. They all get together. They're fierce competitors on the course, but friends in the pits. Here's your lineup for Heat 2B. The Miss Budweiser, the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Miss T Plus, and the trailer boat, Miss Rock. Now, we see only 3 boats out there. It looks like the trailer boat, Miss Rock, did not get started.
And all All three turbines are side-by-side, Dick, trying to get points towards that O'Doul's High Point Championship.
That's one of the best starts we've seen for a while. Three boats side by side. Now, for this race, they left the first two lanes open. So actually, the Miss Budweiser is now taking the lead out of lane number 3. There you see the Miss Budweiser taking the lead. It's going to be Kellogg's Frosted Flakes in second as they hit the back stretch. And back in third will be Steve David in the Miss T+.
And the T+ running the backup boat once again. After having problems the last race in Evansville when the sponsons let go, it'll be repaired in time for our next race in Kansas City.
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, of course, owned by the citizens of Madison, Indiana, where we're racing today. 13,000 of them have an investment in that boat. It is now riding second to this boat, the Miss Budweiser. Chip Hanauer, who so far has had a perfect day. He wants to keep that intact. If he goes to the championship of this event, then he will take his 4th straight win on the RC Cola Unlimited Hydroplane Series. The T+ boat riding back in 3rd place. Steve David out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This boat continues to be worked on, and it continues to improve.
And of course, it is the backup boat. The #1 boat hurt last week at Evansville, Indiana. Miss Rock is a brand new boat, did not compete in this heat. Mark Evans is going to try to do double duty by driving his own American Spirit and the new Miss Rock for Fred Leland, while the rookie driver Ken Dryden gets enough time to sit the seat by Tri-Cities.
And there we have a checkered flag flying high for Chip Hanauer, who keeps that perfect record intact for this event. The Miss Budweiser takes the win. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes second. Miss T+ third, and the Miss Rock did not start.
Chip, one thing I'm going to ask you. Can you see Bernie waving his arms to slow you down?
Absolutely. Not only can I see him, I can hear him all the time, and the man doesn't even have a radio. How is that?
I don't know, but I see him flapping his arms like an eagle.
Well, Jim, when I see him that far out in front, you know, I like to have him take it as easy as he can, and but the water was a little bit improved, and so he was running 150-mile-an-hour laps out there, and that's awful good for that water.